is Annalise. I am a nutritionist, or my more official title is nutritional therapy practitioner. I'm certified by the NTA. I own my own virtual practice called Minerals and Motherhood. I specialize in women's nutrition, um, but I specifically love the perinatal nutrition, that perinatal stage of life. So preconception, pregnancy, and postpartum. Um, but I definitely work with all phases of life. I just love women's nutrition and hormones and all those things. I am really passionate about your body's ability to heal itself. I firmly believe that our bodies are always working toward healing. We just have to give it the tools that it requires to heal. So if you are interested in working with a nutritionist to address your symptoms from a root cause approach, I'm your girl. I would love to work with you. You can see here a sample list of concerns that I work with. So if you have digestive issues or blood sugar concerns or skin issues or irregular cycles, PMS, migraines, headaches, I would love to work with you if you would like to address that from a root cause approach and with nutrition. So I run a lot of functional labs, including HTMA and Dutch. So HTMA is hair tissue mineral analysis. So this is going to test your mineral status or your nutrient status over the past 3 months. So this is a really popular lab in preventative healthcare. Dutch is considered one of the most comprehensive hormone tests on the market, or that is available. So I love Dutch testing, and that is a urine test. So these differ from blood labs, of course, and I'd be happy to explain that to you at a different time if you're curious about the differences between the two. My nutrition therapy service includes a lot of resources. My clients are very supported. You can scan this QR code if you want more info. If you're on your laptop, you can scan it with your phone, but otherwise, let's just get going. So today we're going to talk about women's hormones, preconception through menopause. I do suggest that you take notes or screenshots because I tend to talk quickly. We'll get into nutrition, lifestyle, and supplements. But before we begin, I just want to give this disclaimer that this presentation is intended for educational purposes only. It is not intended to diagnose, treat, or mitigate disease. So consult your primary care provider about dietary choices or supplements that could interact with medications that you are on. I have been a Young Living customer for quite a long time now. I love the product, so I'm really excited to share all things nutrition and Young Living supplements with you. I take a holistic approach with my clients. So I literally cannot help myself in sharing this, I guess, photo with you here on the foundations of health. I'm a really big foundations first person. So I'm always telling my clients foundations first. When I refer to foundations, I'm referring to these things here that you see. So digestion and elimination, blood sugar regulation, fatty acids, nutrition, mineral balance, and hydration. I firmly believe that you can take all the supplements in the world, but if you don't have these foundations down in your diet and in your lifestyle, then you're not going to be able to address your health issues successfully. So supplements support our foundations, but they're not actually foundations in and of themselves. Depending on the supplement, there are exceptions. Supplements are just meant to supplement your lifestyle, though. So that would be something to consider as I am going through quite a few supplements throughout this presentation. Just consider these foundations of health. So I want to go through what examples these foundations kind of brought to life in your everyday life would look like. So here's what that would look like. If you're for foundations, you're of course looking at basic nutrition. So eating healthy fats and getting lots of high quality protein in, getting plenty of fiber in and probiotic rich foods and antioxidants. Food can be our medicine, right? Make sure you're hydrating enough, getting plenty of mineral-rich hydration in, managing your stress, getting plenty of regular movement in. Strength training and walking are especially beneficial. Get plenty of sleep and exposure to natural light. Limit your exposure to endocrine disruptors and use non-toxic products. Limit your alcohol and caffeine intake and your sugar and your processed foods. Make sure you're getting adequate minerals and micronutrients in. Support your gut health, especially consistent bowel movements. This is a really key foundation that a lot of people overlook. Maintaining your stable blood sugar is a key part of nutrition too, as I was talking about with the first point. Choose non-toxic products, filter your water. These are these foundations can look like in your everyday life. So it's very much, what are you shopping for at the grocery store? What does your home environment look like? What products do you have underneath your cabinets? What does your lifestyle look like? Are you happy with your routine? Do you feel rested? These are foundational things to have in place before you even consider taking a ton of supplements to address your issues. So hormones are an extremely broad and complex topic. What I've chosen to do is highlight each stage, preconception through menopause, and supportive techniques and specific nutrients that are required for each stage. So you can know what applies to you. I wanted to go over some signs of imbalanced hormones because you may or may not know what imbalanced hormones look like. So you may be dealing with imbalanced hormones if you have unexplained weight gain or loss, if you're dealing with chronic fatigue, mood swings, anxiety or depression, irregular cycles or a missing period, sleep problems, unexpected skin and hair changes, low libido, digestive issues, sudden changes in your appetite and cravings, temperature sensitivity, headaches, migraines, fertility issues, blood sugar issues, memory problems, osteoporosis or bone weakness, swelling or puffiness, generally low energy or reduced endurance, and frequent urination and thirst. These are all symptoms of potential imbalanced hormones. And it's very common. Most of us do have imbalanced hormones to some degree. It is important to note that hormone imbalance is not a root cause. So by the time you are seeing changes in your hormones, you've likely had deeper dysfunction going on for a while, and that would be dysfunction in your foundations. So just bringing it back to those foundations again, I want you to just keep in your mind during this time that you have to have these foundations in place and that they really do matter. And as we go through these phases, like, I just want you to remember that it's really hard to cover everything when it comes to each phase, right? And this is only a 30-minute presentation. And so what I'm touching on are specific things that people tend to be deficient in, or it's so specifically supportive that it's worth mentioning for this phase. So I want to start with preconception. So to understand preconception, it's really helpful and important to understand the cycle. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of walk you through what a female cycle looks like. So the cycle starts with your period. This is where the uterus sheds its lining. This would be day one of a full bleed. That's day one of your cycle. And we call this the follicular phase. So during this time, FSH, or follicle stimulating hormone, is released from the brain. It stimulates your follicles in the ovaries to begin to mature. Each follicle contains one egg. As the follicles grow, they produce estrogen that thickens your uterine lining in preparation for potential pregnancy. Once estrogen peaks, it triggers this surge of LH, which is luteinizing hormone. And this causes ovulation to occur, and this is your luteal phase. So this is typically around day 14. This surge prompts one dominant follicle to release a mature egg. So if you ovulate earlier than 10 days or later than 21 days, then that is problematic. Earlier than 10 days is too early. Later than 21 days is too late. That signals a hormone imbalance. You don't have to ovulate day 14. That would be considered ideal. After ovulation, this ruptured follicle turns into the corpus luteum, which produces progesterone. Progesterone is the pro-pregnancy hormone. This maintains your uterine lining. It prepares it for the implantation of the fertilized egg. If fertilization doesn't occur, the corpus luteum breaks down, progesterone levels drop, and menstruation is triggered, and this resets your cycle on day 1. So as you can see here, the star of the show isn't actually your period, it's ovulation. So your period is the most obvious part of your cycle, but ovulation is actually what allows you to conceive. Ovulation is really important as a woman because it produces this massive surge of progesterone. This is very essential to keep estrogen in check. This monthly surge of progesterone is so healing and necessary. If you're not ovulating, you have low progesterone. This sends you deeper into an estrogen dominant state each month that you do not ovulate. Estrogen dominance leads to heavy cycles and PMS and weight gain, which are common concerns and complaints. It also increases your risk for estrogen-related cancers. So it's very important to ovulate. You need to ovulate even if you don't want to get pregnant. So if you don't know if you're ovulating, that's something that I would look into if you're of menstruating age. If you are looking to optimize preconception and ovulation in general, I would really heavily focus on removing inflammatory fats. So things like vegetable oil and corn oil and safflower oil. Introduce healthy fats like grass-fed butter and ghee and MCT and coconut oil and avocados. Healthy fats are just vital for the production of key reproductive hormones like estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. These hormones are derived from cholesterol, which is a type of fat. So consuming enough healthy fats supports a balanced hormone system. Fats also help regulate the production of FSH and LH, which we talked about when we went through the cycle together. Really essential for ovulation and follicle development. Fats are also essential for nutrient absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. They regulate inflammation, blood sugar, and they support the nervous system. I'm telling my clients all the time, I challenge you to just not get all of your fats through dairy. I see a lot of people remove inflammatory fats from their diet, and then they just get all of their fats from dairy. High-quality dairy is a wonderful source of healthy fats, but I would challenge you to branch out and try raw olive oil and fish and MCT oil and coconut oil, and go from there. It's important to have diversity. I would also focus on flooding your body with lots of healthy antioxidants. So antioxidants protect both the sperm and the egg from oxidative damage. Oxidative stress impairs egg quality, which interferes with ovulation. If you don't have healthy eggs, you're not having healthy ovulation. This makes it much harder for conception to occur. If you're not taking a robust prenatal, at minimum during your preconception phase, I would make sure you're getting lots of B vitamins in. So B vitamins support hormone balance, they support egg quality, they reduce oxidative stress. You need B vitamins for DNA synthesis. They prevent neural tube defects in early pregnancy. The neural tube, which will eventually become the brain in the spinal cord for the baby, forms during the 5th week of pregnancy. This is before many people even know that they're pregnant. So I suggest that you take a prenatal during preconception. Don't wait for a positive pregnancy test. But if for some reason you cannot or won't, at least get your B vitamins in. Next up, minerals. This is kind of broad, but this is kind of my specialty, so I can't help but mention it. Maintaining adequate intake of minerals is really important for preconception. Just a balanced diet is really important for optimizing your fertility and supporting hormone balance and regular ovulation. So calcium, magnesium, selenium, and iodine, I think, are worth mentioning. They help regulate your hormones. They support your thyroid health. They protect reproductive cells, and so forth. Alongside your prenatal, I would take trace mineral drops. that would be, I think everyone should be taking trace mineral drops just at all times, even aside from preconception. I like to see women focusing on their preconception diet for at least a year before conceiving. I would say that's ideal. It doesn't always happen, and that's okay. If you did not and you got pregnant, that's fine. But if you'd like to have children, I think the best thing that you can do for yourself, for your future pregnancies, is to just act like you're pregnant all the time. All right. So I'm going to go through supplements that I would recommend for preconception. So Progestins Plus is incredible. This supports healthy progesterone levels. It improves your ovulation, your cycle regularity, and it helps maintain early pregnancy. Many, many, many women are low in progesterone. So I think Progestins Plus is a great staple to have. Omega Gize contains lots of omega-3 fatty acids, CoQ10, vitamin D3. This is a super high quality source of healthy fats. Of course, focus on removing those inflammatory fats too, but this would be a great source of healthy fats to add into your diet and support those preconception needs. Mineral Essence is just an essential supplement, in my opinion. These are trace mineral drops. This supports your stress resiliency, provides lots of great trace minerals. It tastes really great with jade lemon vitality drops. Love Mineral Essence. Ningxia Red is chock full of antioxidants, lots and lots of minerals. Ningxia is so rich in potassium, guys. So rich in potassium, which is really essential for blood sugar balance. And of course, there are other factors as to why Ningxia contributes to blood sugar, but blood sugar and your cycle are very closely related. If you have wacky blood sugar, your cycle is going to suffer. Imbalanced blood sugar is stressful on the body, so it could potentially delay or stop ovulation. Of course, I would take a prenatal too. If you're interested in hearing about the prenatal that I would recommend, or there's multiple brands, then we can talk about that after. For pregnancy, hormones drive many physical changes during pregnancy, and proper nutrition, of course, is going to support nutrition, your energy levels, baby's growth, and it's going to help prevent things like gestational diabetes and high blood pressure and common pregnancy complications. So during pregnancy, I would focus on eating lots and lots of protein. Protein is really vital for your baby's development. Protein is just a building block. It supports your increased energy demands during pregnancy. During pregnancy, they say your protein needs typically increase between 25 to 50% compared to pre-pregnancy requirements. So this is something that you're going to heavily focus on and kind of try to build your diet around, because that's quite a big change compared to what you were doing before, right? I would also focus on folate and B12. So we already talked about the benefits of B vitamins during preconception. The same holds true for pregnancy. Both folate and B12 are absolutely essential nutrients for your baby's nervous system development and your energy levels during pregnancy. If you're really struggling with your energy, I would highly suggest looking into taking more B vitamins. So you should be getting plenty of B vitamins through your prenatal. But if for some reason you cannot keep a prenatal down, I would highly suggest that you at minimum take a B vitamin oral dropper, something that tastes good, absorbs immediately under the tongue, so that you don't have to worry about it coming up later. So minerals, of course, are very important. I specifically would mention iron. Iron is really essential for preventing anemia. Your blood volume increases by up to 50% during pregnancy. Iron helps your body make more blood to supply oxygen to your baby and the placenta. So iron metabolism can be a little complex. So you need copper, plenty of vitamin C to absorb iron. So sometimes taking an iron supplement isn't enough for some people. They'll be supplementing iron and their iron is not raising. So there are other factors to consider when it comes to upping your iron. You have to consider the cofactors, or you can talk with a holistic practitioner like myself. So healthy fats of course, specifically omega-3s. These support brain and eye development in baby. They help regulate your mood, your inflammation, your hormone production, your memory. So get plenty of healthy fats in and eliminate those inflammatory fats. If you have ever been pregnant, then you know that your digestion just goes whack. Digestive support, such as lots of hydration, plenty of fiber, magnesium citrate, warm lemon water first thing in the morning. This is going to support healthy, regular bowel movements. It's going to prevent gallbladder issues, which are so common in pregnancy due to low digestive motility. So I would really just focus on supporting your digestion during pregnancy. As for supplements that I would recommend during pregnancy, enzymes. Young Living has so many enzyme options, as I'm sure some of you have seen. I put Essential Zyme because I feel like it is the least specific one. It's their most comprehensive, broad one. You really cannot go wrong with whatever one that you take. I just love Essential Zyme personally. So this provides enzymes for digestive support. Next, I'd recommend Pure Protein Complete. This supports your increased protein needs. So if you're struggling to get enough protein in your diet, I would highly suggest that you're taking Pure Protein Complete. Omega Gize is going to support your increased fatty acid needs. And then Ningxia Red supports your iron levels. It has plenty of antioxidants, lots of minerals, and supports healthy blood sugar, which is really important during pregnancy. Of course, I would continue taking your prenatal during pregnancy. Next up for postpartum and breastfeeding. So postpartum is this super intense healing phase, while breastfeeding is incredibly nutrient demanding on the body. So this is a very intense season for your body. So something that may feel minor, but is so huge for your health and healing is hydration. Hydration is going to aid in your physical recovery, your fatigue, your digestion. It's going to support healthy milk supply if you're breastfeeding. I would focus on getting lots of minerals and electrolytes through your hydration. And drink filtered water if possible. Any filtration is better than none. You need plenty of protein and healthy fats during postpartum and breastfeeding, just like you need for preconception and for pregnancy. I would say your postpartum nutrition, think of it as the same during pregnancy, except even more intense. These needs actually just increase. You're going through this acute healing phase. Your body's focusing on producing breast milk. You need protein and fat to support milk production and energy recovery after birth. So something to think about. Do not stop taking your prenatal. Oh, I didn't edit the slide. With the last, that's funny. Do not stop taking your prenatal during postpartum and breastfeeding. Continue it. Magnesium and calcium are two minerals that are greatly depleted during pregnancy. So you need to make sure you're getting plenty of minerals in general with a focus. I would focus on getting magnesium and calcium to support your maternal bone health and your milk nutrient content, because these minerals go so fast during this season. It's going to support your stress response, your milk nutrient content, your baby and yourself and all that, your nervous system. Magnesium is one mineral that's actually really hard to get through food. So keep taking those trace mineral drops that you started during preconception. Calcium is actually pretty easy to get through food if you're eating dairy. Sometimes some people cut it out when they're breastfeeding due to, issues with breastfeeding. So if that's you, there are plenty of options to get calcium through non-dairy options, and I'm happy to share them with you if you want to reach out. So generally with postpartum, I would focus on warm foods that are easy to digest, high calorie, and rich in minerals. I would avoid cold food and drinks, as these inhibit or slow down your digestion, which is already slow currently as your body's focusing on healing. So of course, you want plenty of rest those first few weeks, and find your balance when learning to incorporate movement again. Movement is very important. It's helpful for healing because circulation. So it's just helpful to find what works for you. What's enough but not too much? So the first 40 days and Healing Naturally After Childbirth are two books I would highly suggest if you're not too familiar with what it looks like to take care of yourself during the postpartum season. So I would write those down if you are pregnant or planning to be. So supplements that I would recommend for postpartum and breastfeeding. So multigrains helps replenish your nutrient source postpartum, helps increase your energy naturally. Raw cold vegetables do not follow under that warm, easy to digest, high calorie, requirement for postpartum nutrition. So it can be hard to get your greens in. Multigreens is a great way to get your greens in. It's so great for energy levels too, which I know really struggle postpartum. Pure Protein Complete, I would keep taking that. This is going to support your increased protein needs. Omega Gi's, of course, is going to support your increased fatty acids needs. Mineral Essence contain essential trace minerals. This improves your resiliency to stress to help prevent postpartum hair loss. So I would keep taking that, maybe double up on it. Ningxia Red supports your iron levels, contains lots of antioxidants, plenty of minerals, supports blood sugar balance. Keep taking your prenatal during postpartum. Do not stop taking it. If anything, you need it now more than ever. So perimenopause. Perimenopause is this transitional phase leading to menopause. This typically starts in a woman's 40s. It can be mid-30s to early 50s. It's going to be different for everyone. So this phase lasts an average of 4 to 8 years. So common symptoms of perimenopause are irregular cycles. Your periods can become unpredictable in timing, length, and flow. You might experience hot flashes and night swings and night sweats and mood swings, decreased libido. And even though your fertility decreases, pregnancy is still possible during this time until menopause. And menopause is defined as 12 consecutive months without a period. So during perimenopause, lower estrogen levels increase the risk of osteoporosis and cardiovascular issues. So phytoestrogens are one way that you can combat the symptoms that come with lower estrogen. Phytoestrogens are found in foods like flax and chickpeas and red clovers. These compounds can help ease your transition. Again, food can be your medicine. You need plenty of minerals during this phase. So with estrogen levels declining, your bone density often decreases, so increasing your risk of osteoporosis. Make sure you get plenty of minerals that are balanced is a very crucial thing to do during the season of your life. I mean, it's important to do in every phase, but especially here. B vitamins help support your energy. They reduce fatigue and brain fog. So load up. B vitamins are some of the first vitamins to go during times of stress, and they're water soluble. So your body's not necessarily storing them for later use. So continue to take B vitamins. Healthy fats help regulate inflammation. They reduce the risk of heart disease, which also increases after estrogen declines. So keep prioritizing healthy fats. I think that inflammatory fats are often overlooked or underestimated when it comes to impact on someone's health. For perimenopause, I love Prenolone Plus. Prenolone Plus supports estrogen and progesterone levels, as pregnenolone is a precursor to these hormones, and prenolone contains pregnenolone. This helps reduce those uncomfortable symptoms associated with perimenopause, and it can make that transition a little smoother. Inner Boost and Balance is a multivitamin drink that Young Living has. And it has plenty of B vitamins in it. So I would highly suggest this. I love it. If you're not taking a multi, try this out. Inner Boost and Balance has great, not just nutrient profile, but the ingredients are so good. It's, whole food based and all that. Mineral Essence improves your resiliency to stress. It's going to support your mineral needs during this time. It's not necessarily going to support the calcium and magnesium, or calcium like we talked about, but it does support your magnesium levels. So something to keep in mind. Deep Spectra is incredible. It's really rich in thymoquinone, which is a really powerful antioxidant. Reduces stress and inflammation. It's going to support this overall transition also. So supporting yourself during menopause actually looks very similar to perimenopause. Minerals continue to be critical during this phase, as estrogen's, protective effect on bone diminishes. Phytoestrogens can continue to help manage uncomfortable symptoms. Digestion, interestingly, slows down during this time due to lower hormones. So fiber supports digestive health, helps keep things going. Aim for 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day. If you eat no fiber right now, I would start, low and slow, and work your way up. And as you are increasing your fiber, I would make sure you are just hydrating really, really well, so that you don't make things worse. You can also focus on other supportive digestive techniques like we talked about earlier. So warm lemon water first thing in the morning, staying hydrated throughout the day, avoid chugging water with meals, eat slowly, mindfully, and in a restful state. A healthy transition into and out of menopause is really dependent on your endocrine glands. So particularly your adrenals and your thyroid. So the state of your adrenals has a really profound impact on your menopause experience. So before menopause, reproductive hormones, your reproductive organs are your primary source of sex hormones. After menopause, your adrenals are your primary source of sex hormones. So low adrenal function is an underlying cause of menopausal symptoms like hot flashes and mood swings and night sweats and things like that. So supporting your adrenals is a really key piece of this. To support your adrenals, you of course need the basics. You need, a diet full of good fats and high quality protein and unrefined complex carbs. It's also helpful to limit your intake of refined sugar and caffeine and alcohol. It's very helpful to incorporate adaptogenic herbs, and I'm happy to recommend adaptogenic herbs if you're interested. Accidentally skipped the strength training or weights bullet point on here. So weights are going to support your bone density during this time too. So maybe you can try walking with a weighted vest. That would be a great way to get started. Or you can get into strength training and try out some weights. So for menopause, the supplements that I have for menopause are actually the same as perimenopause. So Prenolone Plus, again, Inner Boost and Balance, Mineral Essence, and Deep Spectra. Again, there are plenty of other recommendations that I could give for menopause, but we can really only we're covering like the basics here. Okay, so honorable mentions. It was actually really hard to choose which supplements I wanted to talk about for hormone health because Young Living has so many options. They have a lot of hormone specific things. So I feel like those were good essentials for each phase. I do have a few honorable mentions though that I think need their own spotlight. So Femigen, first off, this is for women of menstruating age and it's not pregnancy safe. So if you are having periods, then this is for you. Femigen contains black cohosh. This is known to relieve hot flashes and mood swings. It supports your estrogen balance. Chaste tree berry extract has been traditionally used for a long time to support your overall hormone health by influencing the pituitary gland. Red clover extract contains phytoestrogens, so really great for your estrogen levels. Dong Quai root has been used for thousands of years to support menstrual health. It relieves PMS. Wild yam extract, which is what is also in Progestins Plus, is going to support your natural production of progesterone. And then maca root powder is known for its adaptogenic properties, and maca can help improve your energy levels, your mood, your overall hormone balance. So a really great thing to have. The more you support your health and your hormones early in life, the easier your menopause transition is going to be. Okay, next up we have thyromin. So thyromin is really essential. I mean, thyromin is great for the thyroid. It contains iodine, which helps build thyroid hormone. And then we have ashwagandha root extract, which has adaptogenic properties, helps support stress, reduce cortisol. Bovine thyroid and adrenal glandular tissue, like supports like. So this supports your thyroid and adrenal function by providing bioavailable nutrients for your endocrine health. Vitamin B6 is important for your metabolic processes, plays a really key role in your hormone production and production of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. Thyromin also contains copper and zinc, which are great for supporting thyroid function. And then lastly, L-tyrosine, which is an amino acid that your body needs to make thyroid hormone. It also helps with mental clarity and energy levels. I love thyromin. I would highly suggest it if you feel like you need it. I already mentioned Progestins Plus, but I want to mention it again because I only mentioned it for preconception. So Progestins Plus is actually great for all stages of life. If you need progesterone support, then you can take Progestins Plus at any stage. So it contains wild yam, which of course supports healthy progesterone, supports your mood regulation, PMS, perimenopausal symptoms. Supporting your progesterone is going to support your skin elasticity, and it reduces perimenopausal symptoms of skin dryness and aging. And then lastly, we have clary sage. So clary sage supports healthy estrogen levels. Even just smelling it reduces your cortisol. It balances your mood. It supports healthy skin. My mom says she loves to add it to her lotion and apply it on her face. So add it to a non-toxic lotion and apply it to your skin. And this is going to help prevent skin changes that are happening from lowered estrogen. Clary sage is a wonderful essential oil. I love it. It smells so good. And there are plenty of other uses too. You can use this in all stages. It's not recommended for early pregnancy, but so I guess most stages. So if you would like to test your hormones, the Dutch Complete is considered one of the most comprehensive hormone tests available. If you would like to see where your hormones are at, you can just get a Dutch. You can scan this QR code if you're watching this on your laptop, scan it with your phone. Dutch is really interesting and amazing, and it is a urine test. It's not a blood test. So it stands for a dried urine test for comprehensive hormones. But love Dutch testing for hormones. That was everything I had for you. See y'all next time. Bye.